You're watching this week's Reality Wrap. Let's get things started with a brand new episode of Growing Up Hip Hop. This week's episode was kind of intense, but it was juicy. But I feel like things are starting to finally turn around this season. People starting to say how they really feel. I mean, this was our waiting to exhale moment this season. So this week's clip of the week, honey, Tyran did more than exhale. He let his mama have it.
I love that you pay attention to Egypt. Don't want you to take any bit of it, but I want some too. Share some of that.
Honey, I was nervous because I felt like you and Pepa was going back and forth, and his voice went from a 1 to a 2 to a 3, and then the episode ended because I felt like that conversation was about to escalate, but we don't want to disrespect our mama. Now, I will say this, Tyran does have a right to feel some kind of way. Why? Because he came to town to visit his mother and his sister and his cousin. As soon as he gets in town, Pepa leaves.
But you know your mama.
Basically, she has a date and she's about to leave.
Exactly.
The relationship between me and my mother is actually really interesting because of her career, and she was always traveling. She was, filming, or she was rehearsing, so, I'm a child at the time, so it was just me by myself.
When you started your career, I was young, I got neglected. You had Egypt a little later, you had to focus on her more. I want you to be the mom for me that you are for her. There we go. This wouldn't be Reality Wrap if it wasn't a shady moment. So Pepa, Egypt, and TT decided to throw a rose all day party. Where's the shade? Well, I'm gonna tell you where the shade is at. They're inviting Eazy-E's son, Eric Jr., to the party. Well, Egypt found out that Eric used to talk to Brianna, and they've messed around before. I mean, his arms is big, he chocolate, like he got a nice physique on him. I mean, Brianna, I know you're not turning that down.
I just think like Brianna just needs like her friends back. And also, I feel like she needs more than friends.
She needs some D's.
Hook her up to say that she needs some D. I mean, who doesn't need some D? But to hook her up with him at the rose party so she could take her energy off of TT and Romeo and Boogie, I thought that was a little shady. Here are some highlights from this week's episode. The beginning of the episode was a little emotional. We saw Master P and his family going down to Louisiana to visit his brother C. Murder, who was in jail, serving a very long sentence, and he's actually started a hunger strike where he's not eating any food. So the cameras didn't go on there, but 3 hours later they came back.
I'm just so happy that me and my brother Corey connected and got a chance to talk, and we was able to put our differences to the side, and we smiled, we hugged, talked about how it was in there. He wasn't happy how they was treating him. I went to conversate with the warden, and we talking about moving him.
And I'm just glad that the brothers are all now on one accord, because at the end of the day, family is everything. Ooh, this was the juicy part. Where has JoJo been the past 3 seasons of Growing Up Hip Hop? Because he's the only person who can check Angela. And I'm saying check Angela in a respectful, brotherly way.
Maybe you gotta realize that it's not just this one situation. Maybe it's multiple situations that she
Now I'm the bad guy about everything.
It's not about you being the bad guy, it's about her feelings being hurt, and you're not addressing her feelings. You're not asking her,
If
hey,
she doesn't
what
say,
happened?
hey, this is what bothered me, how can I know I'm not a mind reader?
Maybe it's something that stems back from pastries for all I know. I don't
But
know.
I'm not a mind reader. When there's something wrong with me, I sit
But
down
you don't
and
ask somebody what their
communicate.
problem is. No, you don't, because you got to been left. Petty.
And JoJo just let her know, like, look at how she feels. Take her feelings into consideration. And you do get up. You don't give people the opportunity to talk. So I'm glad JoJo was there, because JoJo is the voice of reason for this season, okay? So we see that Boogie is in rehab. I've been reading you guys' tweets. I saw your comments below from previous episodes. We're all rooting for you, Boogie. I'm so glad that Brianna is being such a great friend and checking in on you. She's even checking in to make sure that you're communicating with your dad.
He's gonna need therapy.
Actually, group counseling might not be a bad idea. Family.
That'd be good.
So he's saying I should go to therapy as it relates to dealing with him.
Right.
And I want you guys to let me know in the comments below, is Brianna being a great friend to Boogie, or is she just trying to work her way in while he's vulnerable to get in his draws? Just let me know. It's a good question. Okay, guys, so let's keep the social conversation going. Use the hashtags GUHH or tweet me at Misster Ray. And as always, you're watching Reality Wrap right here on WeTV.